He's such a poser. Welcome back, everybody. We are back for another great edition of Dream Daddy Poser Play. I am Poser67, and here we're coming at you with another Robert date. So last time we went on our first date with him, we went out with him and Mary, and we did stuff, and now we're going on our second date. So let's do this. Last time it took him hours to respond to us too, so I wonder if it's going to be more of the same. We're going to find out. Had a lot of fun with Robert the last time we hung out, but I'm beginning to wonder if he's dodging me. I've tried messaging him a few times, and Dadbook says he hasn't even read them. Haven't even seen him come out of his house, actually. I decided to send him one last message, figuring that this'll produce the same result. Hey man, don't know where you've been, but we should grab a drink soon. I walk away from my computer because at this point, I know he's not messaging me back anytime soon. I linger in the kitchen. I'm all caught up on work. The house is relatively clean. Maybe I should do something nice for Amanda. I'll bake her favorite pie. I root through the pantry and pull out all of the ingredients. This is an old family recipe that I used to make with my grandmother when I was a kid. I lost the actual recipe card a long time ago, but I think I'll be able to remember how to bake it. I start mixing the ingredients together for the crust until I get a nice dough. I throw some cherries into a saucepan to make the filling. Normally I don't like to multitask in the kitchen, but this cherry pie is a piece of cake. Pie? It's a piece of pie. I'm making a pie. Ah man, I can never remember what temperature you're supposed to set the oven at. I'm pretty sure it's 375, but I could be wrong. Who am I kidding? And I am never wrong when it comes to this pie. My special twist on my grandma's recipe includes a secret ingredient that not even Amanda knows about. It really makes the cherries extra flavorful. God, why can't I remember what the secret ingredient is? More cherries, salt, almond extract. Oh, it's almond extract. Duh. Oops, I accidentally poured a little too much in. Way too much in. I'm sure it's fine. Baking is an art, and some of the most beautiful art is made from mistakes. I finally get the pie in the oven. How long am I supposed to leave it in there? 50 minutes? I'll just wing it. Amanda's gonna be so excited. That kid loves a good pie. I have a seat at the kitchen table and do word jumbles until Amanda comes home. I can hear the door slam open. Yo, Pops, what smells like pie in here? It's pie, sweetie. Amanda darts over to the oven and looks inside. Yes! Hey, it's not done. Be patient. What's your angle here? What? Pies are not objective-based confection. What are you trying to get out of me? Fine, you caught me. Nothing. I've been leading a double life. Can a dad bake his daughter a pie for no reason other than to make her happy? I don't trust you. I wait a few more minutes before taking the pie out of the oven. I set it on the rack to cool and guard it so Amanda doesn't dig into it before it's ready. Huh. What? Does it look kind of weird to you? Oh, that's just me taking artistic license on what cherry pie means to me emotionally. I'm just saying this because, you know, it seems like you might have baked the pie incorrectly. And you're currently, right now, trying to pass it off as a good thing. It's art, sweetie. Was it art when you accidentally baked a whole uncracked egg into the center of my 12th birthday cake? Well, Was it art when you tried to make brownies and accidentally created chlorine gas? Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Was it art when you... Just eat the pie, Panda! I cut a few slices and we sit down to eat. The cherry filling oozes out of the sides and the buttery crust glistens. I watch as Amanda takes a bite. Ugh. What's wrong? Is it not good? Amanda winces and fans her mouth. No, it just burned the heck out of the roof of my mouth. This pie is amazing. Sorry for doubting you. I breathe a sigh of relief. God, she does not look well. I breathe a sigh of relief and take a bite. She's right. The pie is pretty incredible, as it always is. I'm really proud of you for making a pie without burning the new house down. I got a few dad tricks up my dad's sleeve. Maybe fathers aren't as bumbling and stupid as the media makes us out to be. Maybe we as a society should have a little more respect for fathers as a whole. Dad, your sleeve is on fire. I run into the sink, put myself out. Pride will be my undoing. Amanda and I clean up the kitchen and play a little more living room hoops before she retreats to her room to do homework. I go back to my word jumbles. Hey, this one spells cat. The rest of the evening trickles by. We eat dinner, I help Amanda with one of her scholarship applications, and we both start getting ready for bed. I decided to check Dad book one last time before I climb into bed. Still nothing from Robert, huh? Hope he's okay. I turn out the lights and lie down. Hey. Poser 67, hey. Hey, Poser 67. Hey, I'm outside. Come outside. What is that? I was just on the verge of falling asleep. I climb out of bed and try to identify the source of the dinging. My computer screen illuminates the dark room. I walk over to it, ready to turn it off, when I notice what's happening on screen. Don't make me honk. I will honk. Get out here. I look out my window, and sure enough, there's Robert leaning up against his pickup truck in my driveway. I open my door to try and figure out what's going on. Hey. Hey?
Oh.
Wanna hang? I was kinda sleeping. That's no fun. Come, hang out. I would argue that sleeping is very fun, but I don't have to be anywhere in the morning. Might as well live a little. Sure. Cool. You plan on going out like that? I look down and realize that I am in fact not wearing pants. I mean, I don't mind. Right. 1 second. I run inside and throw on my going out pants, shoes, and a jacket. I grab my keys and meet Robert back outside. Ready? Ready. Hop in. I jump into the passenger seat of his old red pickup truck. I have to move a few empty cigarette packets and gas station receipts out of the way before I can sit. Robert silently starts the car and we drive out of the cul-de-sac. You like Tom Waits? Tom Waits? Tom who? Hoist that rag, baby? Before I can answer, Robert turns up the radio. Yep, that's Tom Waits, all right. He lights a cigarette and cracks the windows. We drive together in silence. So, where are we going? Robert doesn't respond. Robert. Oh, I heard you. He still doesn't answer my question. I look out the window and notice that Robert's taking us to the highway. I twiddle my thumbs. Well, whatever I've gotten myself into, it looks like I'm in for the night. I settle into my seat and watch the streetlights pass by. I glance over to Robert, who's driving intently. He looks tired, as he always does, but there's something a bit more there that I just can't place. I like your car. See nothing. I remember what Robert said about hating small talk and decide to keep my mouth shut. He notices me staring. Stop looking so nervous. I'm not nervous. I'm a little nervous. Hey. Just hang on. We're almost there. Almost where? I have no idea where we are. I think we're moving at a slight incline, but I'm not so sure. We eventually come to a stop. Robert gets out of the car, and I sit for a second, unsure if he wants me to get out too. What are you waiting for? I hastily exit the car. Robert sits on the bed of his truck and pats the space next to him. I bet this is an airport. What people used to do. Well, maybe not. I sit down and take in the view. We're on a hill overlooking the city skyline against the bay. The cool night air rustles some trees near us as light blinks in the distance. Off to the side, I can see an entrance to a dense forest. Man, it's all so gorgeous. This is where I come to masturbate. What? I'm kidding. What's wrong with you? This is my little spot where I come to think. It's nice. You can see the whole city from up here. Really gives you some perspective. Robert reaches behind him and pulls something out from under his jacket. It glints in the moonlight, and I suddenly realize what it is. Oh shit, that's a knife. Oh, please don't stab me. Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small piece of wood. Please don't stab me with that. Hey. Robert takes his knife to the piece of wood and starts carving it. Oh, I breathe a very audible sigh of relief as Robert looks at me sideways. Do you think I was going to stab you just now? What? No? Hate to break it to you, but I did, in fact, bring you out here to harvest your organs. Yeah, well, you think you caught me in your trap, but I knew. For years, I've been putting the most vile junk food in my body in preparation for this day. Come at me, friend, and reap what you will. 2 steps ahead of you at all times. That's how I operate. Nothing gets past you, huh? Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a folding knife that he opens up and hands to me. I'm gonna warn you, the last guy I had a knife fight with lost 3 fingers because he didn't know what the 8 basic rules of knife fighting. You're familiar, correct? I honestly can't tell when you're kidding. I'm so many levels of irony deep that I've forgotten what humor is. Yeah, he and I laugh. Have you ever whittled before? Considering I'm not a grandpa, no. What do you mean by that? Well, I just thought that you would have a block of wood shipped to you along with your first social security check. Poser 67. I'll have you know that whittling is a time-honored tradition enjoyed by both young and old alike. That you're dismissing it before you've even tried it speaks volumes about your character. However, because I've gotten to know you for some time and have come to think of us as friends, I'm willing to attribute it to ignorance instead of malice. What I'm trying to say is, go get that stick. Robert motions to a good-looking stick on the ground, perfect for potential whittling. I pick it up. The most important thing to remember while whittling is to cut with the grain, not against it. If you cut against the grain, the wood is going to splinter. Isn't the most important thing safety? Hey. No. Getting hurt comes with the territory. Look at my damn hands. I look at his damn hands. They're calloused and covered in little white scars. They are very nice hands. Oh. You can't make a stick omelet without breaking a few hand eggs. Okay. Oh, am I going to whittle?
Knife that wood.
Knife that wood? Okay. Knitting needle, pencil, sharp stick. Good luck with writing with that. You made a highly dangerous weapon. Okay. Oh, now I can turn it. I'm confused what I'm supposed to be doing here. Am I making a popsicle? I should put that in my first aid kit. Never know when you might need one. I need a tongue depressor. So far I've made very, toothpick. Bubble popper. Something to make me look tougher. It's working. I think you could take me in a fight. Probably. Tough guy accessory. Alright. Made an egg. Chicken nugget. I don't know. Ouija board, planchette. Now all you need to do is carve up a board and we're set. We've also made a... maybe carve a ghost. Love it. Okay. So we're still at it, huh? I wonder if the thing you make changes... Oh. Good old Louisiana. Beautiful place. Got stabbed there once, you know? Or was it Kentucky? Okay. I made Louisiana. That's cool. Another one? Okay. I'm going to try turning it a little bit this time. See what happens. Am I making... Interesting. What do we have here? Chopstick. Righty. Chopstick. Lefty. Chopstick. Ambidextrous. It's a stick. This is so stupid. Oh, it's a big piece of wood. Alright, let's turn it a little bit there. Turn a little bit more. A little bit more here. I think I'm doing a great job. It's hard to tell. Okay. Turning a little bit more. What did I make? New friend. He's beautiful. I'm happy for you. You made a new friend. Oh, I made a little duck guy. Okay, I'm not going to bother turning it this time. See what happens. I made a little horse. Big old dog. The spirit of the Mustangs for Horsington the Brave. A brave and noble name for a brave and noble creature. Wow, I've been whittling for all of 2 minutes, and I went from a toothpick to a fucking horse. Hey. Robert and I sit in silence for a while, carving our pieces of wood. I think I'm getting the hang of this. It's actually kind of relaxing. I glance over to see what Robert's working on. He's carving a smaller wooden knife. Ah! While I'm distracted, the knife slices my thumb. Blood gushes all over my little wooden carving. Robert is lost in carving and doesn't notice me bleeding everywhere. Robert still doesn't notice. Robert, I'm dying. I'm bleeding to death. Robert finally looks over. He reaches into his jacket pocket. He reaches into his jacket again. Jesus, how much stuff does this guy keep in there? And pulls out a red bandana. He wraps it around my thumb. Hold tight. He hops off his truck and I can hear him rummaging around in his car. He comes back a moment later with a well-stocked first aid kit. Robert carefully wipes all of the blood off my hand and swipes a bit of the antiseptic onto the cut. With surprising gentleness, he places a bit of gauze on the wound and wraps it all up. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. He hands me what's left of the tube of antiseptic. Make sure to keep that cut clean. It's oddly touching and a little sexy? What? I guess I'm a real whittler now. That you are. Be careful, though. They're attracted to the smell of blood. Wait, what? What's attracted to the smell of blood? Cryptids. Tons of them out there, you know. Cryptids like Mothman and stuff? Mothman is bullshit, but yeah, town's a hotbed for cryptozoological occurrences. You're joking. Oh, how I wish I were. I'm a skeptic myself, or at least I thought I was. There are things in these woods that we can't possibly comprehend. I think about my entire time in the city, aside from the occasional stray coyote. I don't think it's too bad. You ever heard of Dover Ghost? The Dover Ghost? I don't think so. Well, let me tell you a story. I was out in the woods here on a weekend camping trip with Betsy. You don't know Betsy, but she's a big pup. Pit bull, real intimidating. I feel safe around her. First night goes without incident. I get some solitude. Betsy gets to pee wherever she wants. All good stuff. Second day, I get the idea into my head that I can hike deeper into the woods. Probably against my better judgment, but hey, we're just having a fun camping trip, right? So me and Betsy start marching in the morning. Gets a little late, and we set up camp, but it's different this night. Real quiet. I can't hear the birds, the crickets, squirrels, nothing. Dead silent. Then it happens. I hear the most unholy growl I've ever heard in my life, right outside my tent. Me and Betsy, we go to investigate. We look around the clearing. Nobody's there. But there's this feeling. Not sure if I can quite describe it. I know something is watching us. Betsy, though, she's scared. Never seen her like that. And when she's scared, I know that I should be too. And then I see it in the distance. A man, but if something that didn't know what a man was supposed to look like made it. It just looked wrong. Big, arms too long for its body, black eyes. It just stood there and stared at me. Then it disappears. I hear one yelp from Betsy and I turn around and check on her, but she's gone into thin air. I didn't sleep at all in my tent that night, and I don't think I've slept right since. Wow, Robert, I'm so sorry. They say if you listen closely on quiet nights just like tonight, you can hear the howl of the Dover ghosts. A howl resonates through the woods. It doesn't sound like a regular howl. It's so guttural. Even from far away, something about it makes my skin crawl. Okay, Robert, real funny. I turn to look at Robert. He's white as a sheet. You're messing with me, right? I was messing with you up until literally just now. I totally made that camping story up. I strained my eyes to scan the forest line, trying to see where the howl originated from. Off in the distance, I see something. It's so far away, I barely can make out the shape. It looks human, but it's dragging something. Do you see that? We should go? Robin and I slowly back away and get into the truck. He turns off his headlights, and we make a slow crawl back to the road. I'm too scared to look back. What was that? The Dover ghost, I guess. I chuckle nervously. This time he doesn't seem like he's messing with me. Or maybe someone illegally dumping garbage on a wildlife preserve? Yeah, that's the story we'll tell ourselves. We sit in silence for a little longer, the fear of whatever that was slowly subsiding as we get closer to the city. Thanks for coming out. This was fun. I'm sorry I haven't been in touch. I've just been in a way lately. I had to get out of the house. Had to be around somebody. You doing okay, man?
I don't know.
Robert thinks for a second and lights another cigarette. Been doing a lot of thinking. He takes a long drag. As I get older, I feel more and more that I'm just drowning in the sea of regret. I was so busy chasing after these things that I thought would make me happy that I didn't think about anyone else. All I cared about was myself. I didn't even think. Robert stops. I wait for him to finish his thought, but he just stares at the road. Maybe I'm just built like this. Or maybe I do it to myself. Maybe it's my own choice that I'm as unhappy as I am. I try to think of something to say. I remember all of the times in my life when I've been sad, and there's been a great many of them, but there was always a light at the end of the tunnel, something I held on to that kept me going. But there's something so resigned about the way Robert's talking. I'm glad you told me. Maybe we deserve to be eaten by the covering ghost. Maybe that's why it's here. The Dover ghost feeds off your sadness, my sadness. It hunts us in the night. Honestly, it makes sense. I was trying to kid around, just to be devoured for my sins. Yeah, that sounds pretty great, actually. It was a joke. I'm turning the car around. We're going back. Robert slams on the brakes and puts the car in reverse. Robert, wait! He stops the car again. You know what? I thought about it. It's not my time yet. Haven't finished watching the Criterion collection? They keep adding stuff to it. But thanks. Oh, we drive the rest of the way in silence, listening to the radio and watching the bright lights of the city grow bigger. Robert drops me off at my place. As I'm about to close the passenger door, I realize that I still have Robert's pocket knife in my jacket. I pull it out and offer it back to him. You hold on to that. Never know when you might need it. Night, Robert. Have a safe drive home. Robert smirks and pulls away. He then immediately pulls into his driveway, which is one over from mine. He gets out and waves. I tiptoe into the house, careful not to wake Amanda up. Whoa, where'd you come from? I look around and spot Amanda coming out of the kitchen with a glass of water. I thought you were sleeping. Oh, Robert woke me up to go cryptid hunting.
Yeah.
You know the Mothman is bullshit, right? Amanda, Lang, you know what? It's fine. I finally decided to go to bed. You know, the Mothman's bullshit, right? All right, that's gotta be. I did so good on that date. It's gotta be like an SS. Dad points. I got like nothing for that. Oh, another S rank. Well, that's good. I got an S. I didn't get an S++ or whatever, but that's pretty good. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching another episode of Dream Daddy. It looks like we've gone on 2 dates with all our dads now. So I think next time we're going to pick a dad and we're going to stick with it. So this is Poser67 signing out, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bye. He's such a poser.